What is up, everybody? It is Thursday, August 10th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope everyone's having a good night. Wherever you are, hope you're doing alright. Some gnosis that I received from Lady Lilith. Yeah. Didn't expect to hear her name brought up on this channel, did you? Well, I'll tell you that this was quite a surprise, honestly. Did not see this coming. But, now, if you've been following me for a long time, I have mentioned here and there that, that I don't work with Lady Lilith because I don't... Well, originally, I thought it was because she didn't like me, but, you know. But it turns out it's actually something a little bit more. To understand, goddesses and gods take on new devotees and disciples. And Ereshkigal is no exception. However, recently, through gnosis and channeling, I've been getting praised by her and Ishtar for the lack of the better words, doing my shit. Because in this society, this witch talk, Instagram, instant microwave society, people want to work with these gods and goddesses, but they're afraid to handle their shit when they are asked. And nothing major, just a simple task. And Ereshkigal is of the darker side, and therefore will drag you down into the darker depths of your soul. Think of it this way. To get to the other side, you have to go through a pitch black, dark tunnel with who knows what's in there. So, just a simple little task as of meditation, reflection, journaling, whatever, For me, it was Black Mirror scrying. And then certain stuff I'm not going to say because that one's ultra private. But, just simple little tasks that delve deeper into yourself. I've been getting praised, along with a handful of others that are willing to do the work that she asks of. That this new generation are afraid. They don't want to deal with their darker nature. They don't want to deal with their dark side. They don't want to delve into fixing themselves and what has made them broken and damaged. They don't want to fix that because they're afraid. In other words, they want to work with them, but they don't want to do the work. They want the gods and goddesses to do it all. And through various channelings and such, Ishtar, she is quite fed up with people calling upon her and lighting that candle, reciting that spell once, and just not doing a goddamn thing. They expect her to do it. And she, too, is not happy about that. The only difference is well, Ereshkigal's a little bit more stern. You know, she's got that crone energy. You know, she doesn't take bullshit. And if you want to know more, I highly, highly suggest the book Queen of the Great Below. It's a quick and easy read. It's testimonies from other people who have successfully worked with Ereshkigal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mad Magician Karos. I thought this was about Lilith. And it is. But, as I said, to understand, we have to get through Ereshkigal's part. And her part was that earlier yesterday, I have no track of time, by the way, even though I got a clock right in front of me. Yesterday, I was at work, and I was channeling, because it was kind of a slow day. And as we were discussing, Lilith came up. And she said that, you know, there is a reason to why she doesn't want to let me work with her, and so on and so forth. And she said that if I don't believe her, you know, seek her out. And, well, far be it from me to say that I don't believe in my own goddess, which I do. I did just that. I channeled Lilith, and then she finally came to me later on as I was driving home in the rain, and kind of dangerous, I know, but I like to live life on the edge. And she revealed unto me the reasons why. Now, as I stated earlier, that hilariously, that, you know, she didn't like me. Because, you know, Lilith is an embodiment of women's strength. You have Lilith Fair, you have the you know, if you know anything about the Lilith movement and anything, you know that she's a strong representation icon. You know, that strong, independent woman. And then you got the sex symbol, you know, sexual freedom. But in my gnosis, she told me that the reasons why she doesn't come to me, or will not let me come to her, is that I personally am not built. I am not emotionally built to work with her. You see this all the time. People come to these gods and goddesses and they are denied. They don't want anything to do with them. Either one reason or another. But mainly, in this case, quite a few, is that some people are just not made to work with Lilith. I had a friend who worked with Lilith, and he came to her to work on the liberation, to be liberated. And it worked. It worked quite well. In fact, it worked a little too well, in his words. But, because if you're a guy and you're going to Lilith, you want pretty much one thing, and that's sex. But he wanted a liberation from, you know, from people in his life. And then it worked a little too well, and he became too liberated, to the point where he no longer has any emotions for anyone. So, careful what you ask for, right? But more to the point, Lilith said that I'm too nice, I'm too sweet of a person to work with her. That I'm not made for it. You know, she told me not to take offense to it, and I don't. Although this is the official reason, through my gnosis, that honestly, there's nothing that she can teach me that Ereshkigal and Ishtar can't. They can teach me what she has to. But more to the point, that you pretty much have to be made of steel and hardened to work with her, from my conclusion of our conversation. You know, you have to be sure that this is what you want, kind of thing. Because like my friend, it worked a little too well for him. And he had no emotional attachments, not even with his own daughter. I mean, he loves his daughter, but, you know, it's like, whatever. You know, he does his fatherly job. But if, his baby mama decided to take her away, he'd be like, okay, whatever. But not me. In her words, she said that I'm not the type to withstand this type of liberation, because that's not me. I was made to experience love and happiness. And to give it all up. To be fully free from emotions and all that stuff. It's just not me. But she also thanked me for not coming to her for sexual favors and all of that, if that makes sense. Sexual acts and stuff. She thanked me quite a bit for that. She's tired of men coming to her for that. But going along with this, I see the parallels between her and Ereshkigal. And even though the dark goddesses come off as hard and stern, they are the very essence of a woman. These are women, regardless. They're goddesses. They are women. That's all they are. They just have power. And if you believe that, like I do, that we are the children of the gods, they are essentially us and we are essentially them. We're just a weaker version of it. But only if you subscribe to that. I do. So. But regardless, Lilith told me to, don't take offense to this, which I don't. Again, I know I said it before, I'm just reiterating it. And I'm kind of glad, because deep down, I was kind of getting curious. I was just kind of getting curious. But I'm glad we had this conversation. And I'm glad that, she told me that straight up that, I'm not made to work with her. And I think that a lot of people should really pay attention when they want to work with a certain god or goddess. I think they should pay attention to, the signs. That they want to work with them or they don't. And in some cases, they will test you to see if you're even worth it. Some will just straight up tell you no. And that's all I really got to say. The conversation mainly consisted of that. Just I'm not built to work with her, and I do have a asshole exterior, but on the inside, I have a heart of gold. which she thought was adorable, but still, nonetheless, it's what makes me me. And to just cut it all away, to be devoid of attachments, would not be me. If that makes sense. Does this make sense? I think it makes sense. But you weren't there, so you don't know. But I do. So was my car. My car was there. It heard everything. But you weren't. But my car was. Why weren't you there? Where were you? What were you up to? Anyway, I did receive a parting message. I'm saying a lot. But really though, where were you? What were you up to? I think you were up to something suspicious. Lilith gave me a parting message saying that she'll work with me in spell work. There's a couple of incantations and rituals in Sabidi and Mascom Hall, and I'm sure some of the other books that I have by one Michael W. Ford that work with Lilith, and she said that she will work with me if I do spell work that involves her. But, as you know, coming to her, as I do Ereshkigal or Ishtar, Mother Kali, which, yikes, I haven't talked to her in quite a while, couple decades, almost, 2016, I think, yeah, that's 3 years from now, so, yikes. Lucifer, whoever, she will not come. She will not do anything. But if spell work involves her, she'll lend a helping hand. But that's the extent. And she also said that as long as I'm respectful to her and her name, she'll be respectful to me. Because, again, dark goddesses are a little bit more stern, and they have a harsher point of view when it comes to working with people. So, I'm grateful for the chance to know this, to finally know this. I never doubted Ereshkigal, but, you know, curiosity was getting the better of me. Just a little bit. And, with that, I'm going to call it a day, because it's 1:23 a.m. here. And, yeah. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, comments, and or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you would like to come find me, my links are in the description. And on a side note, real quick, I think it's cool as fuck that my coworker is also a pagan. And it's funny because he works with Lilith. And I think that's cool as fuck. So. Oh, and by the way, I don't go by my Jewish heritage, how I view Lilith. I view her from the Mesopotamian point of view. Even though I'm a fucking Jew. But, yeah. I love you all. And, oh yeah. Cool runnings. Irie Ites. Goodbye.